welcome to the Goonies Podcast, where we talk about anything and everything. My name is Hayden. I'm joined by my co-host Preston,
Hello.
Russell,
Hello.
Diego,
Hi.
and Bryce.
Hello.
All right, so the first thing we got on the topics here, we're going to talk about what we each think or would like for our quirks to be. Quirks, from the super popular show My Hero Academia, one of my personal favorite manga/anime of all time. We're going to be discussing what quirks we would like to have, and then as a group we'll start deciding what each other's quirks should be. So to start this off, who wants to go first?
I think you go first, Hayden.
Mr. Host.
I go off
Yeah, Mr.
first.
Host. Tell us what you want to be.
Oh man. Well, I've thought about a bunch of interesting quirks.
You can only have one.
I can only have one. I don't have those quirk stealing powers. I think it's a little complex, but I thought a cool one would be for like the ability to like generate fire from my arms that allows me to fly. I just think that would be really cool for some reason.
Like rocket
I
arms?
thought I mean, not necessarily rocket arms. Like it's not. I don't know. It's hard to explain. Like it's not necessarily like they're propelling me up. It's almost like they're just wings made of fire that just allow me to fly. The hotter they are, the faster I go, and the more fire I create, the higher I can fly. And of course, I have limitations to how hot I can go before I start burning myself. But I think that would just be cool. It's nice and dexterous. The hotter I get, the faster I go, the more propulsion. I can hit harder. I can also, shoot fire. That's pretty cool.
So you can just
But
like
yeah, that's what
can you like put some like rocket burner behind your elbow and just get like a super rocket punch going kind of thing?
Oh, totally, yeah. But like the thing too is like my arms are more like they have more resistance to the fire than the rest of my body. So if I raise my arms to its hottest point, I can't surround the rest of my body in that because then it'll burn real quicker.
So you're saying that if your arm's on fire and you touch your face, you're going to burn yourself?
I mean, if it's too hot, if the fire's too hot, you know what I mean? But I think like how I was thinking is like you kind of like just surround yourself in like the smaller flames to create like a heat armor, and then like you can like supercharge, like get really hot, like that burning point, like a flash fire fist from Endeavor, just to shoot out from your arms. But you can't do that with the rest of your body.
Would
You can't shoot that from your feet because you'd burn your foot off.
So you would have like then you'd have to rely heavily on like the tech people to make you some gear.
Heat resistant armor.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You're
Yeah.
pretty much like a worse Endeavor.
I don't know. Endeavor can't
know?
fly. He can just prevent falling.
He can fall with style.
Yeah.
what you're saying.
Fall with style. That's not my explanation. That's literally what he says when he fights the high end. He's just Hawk asks him, "Can you fly?" And he's like, "I'm just not falling." This actual explanation.
Well, he's not wrong.
Yeah. I'm thinking more like a combination between like Hawks and Endeavor. I think was the big motivation there.
So
But
you
yeah,
can you like blast some like projectile fire feathers then?
Oh, totally. Like you can freely manipulate the fire. However, if the say if I was to like shoot fire out of my arm and like I was controlling like the end of it, if like you blocked off the path between like the thing I was creating from afar and the end of it, it would cut off. Like you can't like separate the fire from your body. It all has to be connected for you to control it, or else it just does what fire does and goes away when it's not still burning. But yeah, I just think that'd be fun, cool, interesting. Like it's still like the base. Like I basically like would like the basic, classic superhero powers of speed, strength, flight, but in a more like interesting fashion than just having those powers. You know what I mean?
Than just Superman.
And then just
Just
Superman
having
or Captain
those
Celebrity.
powers individually.
Yeah.
My quirk is I'm rich.
I have money. don't know. Anybody else want to go next?
You
And I
can go
can-
next, Bryce.
All right, fine. I guess we're going down this route.
All right.
Hayden, I feel like your quirk makes you. I won't say a hero, but you have very noble goals in mind with it.
Yeah.
Honestly, with mine, I just think I want to change the state of matter of things that I touch.
That's cool.
Hmm.
Yeah. Like, I mean, it seems cool. I don't know.
So like with
No
that,
point.
would like say if you like touched like a steel beam and you turned it into liquid, would that also like heat it, or would it
Well, yeah,
just
of
have
course.
Oh, okay. So
It
it's
still has to follow like the. Well, okay. I can't say it has to follow the laws of physics because you're just turning a solid into a liquid
Yeah.
instantaneously. But
Yeah.
I mean, of course, there's got to be some sort of energy transfer right there. But
yeah.
I mean, yes, it would very obviously be hot, or else it couldn't be a liquid.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So they still have to undergo those changes. You can't just like,
Yeah.
oh, I need to save someone. I'm gonna turn this car into like water to save it. It's like, oh no, that person, if they fell on it, would boil alive.
Would be
Yeah.
falling
It's like,
onto
okay.
a molten car.
Turns out
Like,
the
oh,
boiling
you-
point of a car, it's very high.
Yeah, it is very high. It's like, well, you could have just landed on your back and probably died instantly, but now you're dying a painful death. Sorry, I did what I could.
So that's almost some like heat, like temperature manipulation right there too.
Yeah.
That's
I
pretty.
mean,
in a
that's kind
way.
of what that is, yeah.
It's just like, all right, well, you got water right there. Well, just turn it into a solid. It's ice now.
Yeah. But it's not like you can make like the surrounding temperature change. It's just the temperature of the object you're in contact with. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Is it like do you have to like, would you have to touch it with like a certain part of your body, like only your hands or feet could do it, or is it just
No, just like any part, like, the clothes I'm wearing, I could turn those into gas. I mean, if I wanted to, but
Yeah.
Oh,
it'd
yeah.
be weird.
would it have
Imagine
to
having,
be? Is it like has to be like skin to?
Yeah. Just skin to whatever
So are
you
you
want
just
to
like
change.
running around in a man thong so you can just turn whatever is touching you?
No, no, it's like willingly, like, all right, I
Well,
want
yeah,
to
no.
turn this wall next to me into, a liquid or something like that.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know.
And
I was
then-
just making a joke how it would be like, I guess like the less clothes would kind of be more beneficial because you could just like,
You can touch more
Yeah.
stuff.
it's just,
Like, oh yeah, I'm just going to turn all the air around me into plasma.
Oh god.
oh god.
Well, I was thinking that too. Any projectile that came into contact with you, like could you turn a bullet into steam or something
I
like
feel
that?
I feel like that would be very limited because a lot of, I won't say like a lot of situations like that, but there are situations like that where, I guess in anime or manga's point of view, it's like, oh yeah, well, he seems unbeatable, but then there's this one thing that they figure out, like, oh, he's got a certain time frame to where he can be able to use something or use his quirk or do something like that. So I feel like it would be limited by my own mental capabilities. So
Oh, okay. So you
me
have to
being
like,
able to react to something like that. So you could probably just
Yeah.
shoot me straight up, and I'd be like, ow!
right.
Figured
You
out
have
his
to,
shot me.
weakness. It was
You have to-
bullets.
Yeah, because you
My weakness is bullets. Okay.
Oh,
unless
no.
you had like some insane just like mental speed where the instant you felt contact from the bullet you could
Yeah.
adjust its state of matter. But that's like so you like, of course that's one of those things where in anime and manga they have like simple powers like that, but then they're also got like, well, I've also trained myself to have superhuman abilities, so my reaction
Yeah.
speed is that of a like no other. It's just super quick.
Oh,
I have 10
with
times the reaction speed of a normal human. It's like, I don't think you do. So yeah,
Hayden.
note to self, bullets are my weakness.
Yes, Preston.
Do you
I
know where
know-
I'm going with this?
I know
okay.
where you're going with this.
Well, you
Preston.
see, when Hayden asked me this question, sophomore year of high school, and I took a week to think of an answer, my answer was, for a short period of time, you can raise your reaction speed, so you can just react to things.
So like
Well, that's-
how quick, I'm sure you've thought about this over the course of these 4 years. I'm sure it's been the only thing on your mind. And you've been thinking of ways to develop this power that you've decided you want because I forced you to.
Yeah.
But like, or is it like fast enough to like if someone fired fired a gun at you, would you be able to like be fast enough to see the bullet?
Yeah, I think whenever I think about it, I've always thought that you're like mildly fast enough to be able to dodge a bullet.
So
Okay.
would it be like your reaction speed? So for a short period of time, you get like an increase in reaction speed as well as like just physical speed, or is it like your
Yeah.
reaction speed increases and just like we'll just like say that your mental state ends up being so quick that everything else is super slow and your body like just keeps up with that. So like for
I
example,
think I was.
like you go like Matrix, so like the bullet like slows down and you see like the little like sound waves being broken and you can just like react normally to that for a limited period of time.
Yeah, I think I was thinking like, your mind is fast, but your body is still the same speed, just so it's not
Too broken.
too broken. Yeah. So like you would still need to react far in advance to be able to, know what's coming.
Right. Like right before he pulls the trigger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I was also wondering too if you thought about it kind of like in the CW Flash show when he goes super speed. It's like the implication is that his mind is even though he's really fast, his mind is going faster than his body. So he moves in slow motion, but everything else is practically frozen. So it's like he's still kind of slow-mo because he's not like he can't keep up with his own like how his mind reacts, but everything else is practically like on ice.
So then, what have you like thought like how long is your time limit?
I think that would be like something you could train and get longer with
Okay.
practice.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
So you'd start
That's
at like
fair.
maybe like a couple seconds and then you just work it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
then you just hit a month.
Yeah.
A month in super speed.
Spend a month. Every conversation feels like a year.
Like, oh my god, shut up already.
Well, I was wondering because if you're like in like let's say we're gonna throw a scenario at you, Preston. I'm gonna run you through a scenario. So like
All right.
you're in like some like hostage situation, right? And so you're in some hostage situation that's been going on for like let's say a couple hours, and where you need to have the reaction speed, so where you can get creative with it, and instead of reacting to the bullet that's being fired at you, you're reacting at either the explosion that is made by the bullet or like the mechanics of the gun. Like maybe you like see the trigger being pulled and you activate your power, and so you react to the trigger and then you move out of the way, as opposed to reacting to the bullet before it hits you. So like in like a multi-hour scenario, would you be able to like keep it up? Is basically like where that question came from.
Oh, right. Okay. I was thinking, not for that long time period, but
But you could like
think
flicker
you
it
could-
on and off.
yeah. I think that would be reasonable to like have short bursts.
There you go. Well then, I guess the
Fair enough.
next question would be cooldown, and then you got a complete quirk there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, one thing that I'm wondering is, like, the speed of your body, because obviously your mind is reacting very fast, so you can start moving your body sooner.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, how are you going to move your body out of the way of a bullet? Fast
Yeah.
But
I
that's
think you just
So, if anything, you'll
that's
just see
why
this
you-
bullet enter your body
like,
in slow.
yep, that's coming.
It's
well,
like, yeah,
but
uh-huh.
that's like what I was like trying to counter is maybe instead of reacting to the bullet being fired, you react to the trigger pull.
You like,
Or
yeah,
something like
you
that.
can notice where the gun is pointing and when the trigger is being pulled, and
Yeah, but that would just require you to develop your own awareness, and
that's
not,
true.
That's not really a superpower. That's just you being aware.
But
Hey,
the quirk does
I can
allow
take
you to
awareness.
your quirk still allows you to like take more time to observe everything, like because everything's in that kind of
but you have to
slowdown
activate
mode.
the quirk before anything serious happens. And if there's like a cooldown or it doesn't last very long, then you can't use it that often. So why would you use that to observe? You would use it when you really need it.
I mean, how big is a cooldown? Like if it's like a second cooldown. Yeah, Preston. How big is a cooldown? We talking like minutes or like seconds or?
I don't know.
I would say a couple hours would be a good cooldown.
I think that's a
like
little.
that.
I don't know.
That seems a bit too extreme for only like a
well,
second.
because the thing is no, because Preston said that he could increase the length at which he could be, doing whatever his quirk is. Like, so if he could improve that time, then I feel like it's. I feel like the cooldown is more based upon how long he can be using his quirk. So if he uses it for a very small amount of time, then it's a short cooldown. But if it's a long amount of time, it's a long cooldown.
Okay.
So that's
It's like a varying cooldown depending on how much you use your quirk.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. That sounds right. After thinking of this 4 years ago, I think that was a thing that I thought of at some point that you're pulling out of my brain, the deep recesses of my brain. But a cooldown tied to how long you use it sounds very reasonable.
Yes.
I just realized.
What's that?
If I can change the state of matter, I could literally just zap people like Emperor Palpatine.
Well, is that air? Well,
yeah. Just turn air into plasma and it's ionized and it's very electric.
Shoot it.
Just shoot it.
Well,
Unlimited power.
I think that's a lot of the fun part of like quirks and stuff is like giving yourself like a simple quirk and then seeing what kind of things you could do with some simple quirk.
But the thing is I don't think I could stretch it out because I'm not actually touching that air, because I would have to. Well, maybe in like ionizing the air around my hands would.
You could have like shock gloves.
Travel through.
You could create like
I would
like
have
a
shock gloves.
aura.
I would just get up next to some person and just like make plasma around my hands and then start shocking people by like slapping them or whatever. I would just have lightning fists essentially.
So I assume, Bryce, for yours, like how much it changes from its original state would like drain your stamina or something like that.
I mean, maybe, probably. I mean, you are quite literally changing the state of matter of whatever it is you're touching, and that's no easy feat.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of energy.
So like jumping from a solid all the way to a gas would be a lot tougher than just.
Yeah, vaporizing something is not as easy as it sounds.
Right. Okay.
Which is why I would probably stick to, going solid, liquid, gas, plasma in that order, like not jumping around. I'm not going freaking solid to plasma because that would just take way too much. So.
Oh yeah. That just sap
Keep
you
it
dead.
nice and simple.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Who else?
Yeah, I was about to say who else. We got
two of
Russell
us.
and
Diego Russell.
Right?
I can go if Diego. Do you?
It doesn't matter.
All right, then I'll just go ahead and go.
We'll
So
save the best for last.
my quirk is just I think it would be like really cool to just have like, and this one is a lot less based in fucking. This one's out there because I really like teleportation, so it's gonna be like teleportation,
Knew
but
it.
within like a 5-meter radius, right?
Okay.
So, I could just choose teleportation to anywhere, but that's boring. And I don't like teleportation to anywhere. I think teleportation in a 5-meter radius would be like pretty cool. And then, and that's like the quirk, is that's it. Don't even think about how it would work scientifically, because I couldn't answer you that question. It just works, all right? It just works.
Quirks don't usually work scientifically.
Yeah. That's like
God, no.
Yeah, you're
when
right.
it gets to a certain level, it's like when people like try to discuss about like, oh, like what's the scientific of like the explosions that Bakugo creates, and I'm like, at a certain point you have to remember, guys, we're talking about a guy who sweats nitroglycerin from his palms. We really we
Don't
can't be
question
going
it.
that deep.
Yeah, you're right.
Question the angry Pomeranian.
This is not something that we need to start super hyper analyzing. We
They're
say
literally called
after
supernatural abilities.
we say after we hyper analyze 2 quirks.
Yeah. Well,
But no.
I think I think the interesting about yours, Russell, is that like it's like in comparison to most teleportation quirks, like you can get wherever you want instantaneously. Yours is still like if you like I assume you could like spam it to get somewhere, but that's still like a time lag in comparison to just instantly being like if you wanted to
That
get
sounds
across a room,
tiring.
it's like
Well,
you
yeah,
can't just instantly be there. You have
Yeah.
to like skip to it.
right. And of course, it would be tied to my like physical stamina or whatever, So like I'd
Yeah.
have to like train my body to be in like some peak physical condition if I wanted to just spam teleport across like a city.
Mhm.
It'd be like the equivalent of just fucking sprinting all the way across that city.
I was about to say, would it be like for the running, it would be like the amount of energy it would cost for you to get there.
I mean,
You know what
yeah.
I mean?
So
Like if you
so
just
we
teleported
to put,
5 meters away.
then it would just we could like to put it at some kind of like make it reasonable. I guess you could say that it would feel the same as if I sprinted those 5 meters.
Yeah.
And so I mean, you
Pretty
think
cool.
about it, 5 meters is not terribly far away, you know. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I also really like the idea of having that quirk in like a close quarters combat scenario.
Yeah, all
yeah.
I could think of was Dragon Ball and their vanishing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and that wasn't the inspiration, but certainly that sound just like
I'm thinking of Jujutsu Kaisen.
I was thinking that, yeah, more along that. But yeah, no, it would be just like really awesome. Just imagine, right, trying to fight some dude that's just popping up and around, and of course,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, of course, the extent of that power in a combat scenario would be as fast as I could react and make myself teleport.
Right.
So it's not like if you take me by surprise or whatever, I'm just like instantaneously like behind you, Omewamo Shinderu, nothing personal, but, you know.
Yeah.
just- I don't know. I think it would be a reasonable quirk to have. Nothing broken, overpowered, but also teleportation, which I have always wanted. Being as lazy as I am, I always want the ability to just get somewhere instantly.
Yeah.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
but
Well, I was
now it's
also
at the
thinking.
expense of your own stamina.
Yeah.
True.
So you're not really gaining much other than you look cool while you're getting there.
It's true.
Hey,
I was
looking
also
cool is
thinking,
important.
could you not like if it's is it a whole like spherical 5 meters away from your current
Yeah,
position?
radius.
'Cause if you could
It's
do
a
that, you could basically
radius.
fly. I mean, you could basically fly if you
For-
like consistently teleport yourself 1 inch up. You know what I mean?
Until you like
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
That's
eventually
out.
you would run out of stamina. It would build up, but you could like hover for a good minute.
Wait, but okay, think about it. Sprinting for 1 inch doesn't
Yeah.
take a lot of stamina. So if you keep
Yeah.
moving yourself at 1 inch, then that's kind of broken.
I mean,
But if you
yeah.
sprint at 1 inch for 5 miles, that still adds up.
Yeah.
I'd still.
And it'd just
That's
be
a lot.
slower than
But
the
the-
5 meters.
Yeah, but like think about it. You compare it. You're sprinting 5 meters compared to sprinting 1 inch. Why are we using two different types of measurements, by the way? But
I
anyways,
don't know. I thought of something small, and I'm American.
America.
yeah,
right?
but
America.
I'm American.
America.
Get out of here
But
with
yeah,
your customary.
I mean, you stand up right now and sprint 1 inch. You're pretty much not moving. But
Oh,
you're
that's
still
Yeah.
true.
quote unquote
Yeah.
sprinting an inch. So
Yeah.
I don't know. That takes some thought
Well,
because
I mean,
on paper it sounds broken.
Well, then
Yeah.
you also have like you lose the movement speed though if you're just doing 1 inch. It's like
yeah.
you're
then
not moving as fast as you possibly could, and therefore any enemy with say a gun could shoot you much easier.
Yeah, because I mean, if you think about it, right?
So the trade-off is speed of teleportation.
well, because no,
Yeah.
think about
Or
it, right?
speed
if you
to your destination.
if you choose to teleport an inch at a time, well, then you're just like flickering in and out of existence, for like an inch at a
You're
time.
just kind of lagging.
So you're just
You
going
have
slow.
Yeah.
400
Yeah.
ping.
So like I feel like at that point the teleport would kind of lose its I mean, I guess unless in Hayden's case, if you're flying, then I guess you could.
Yeah, but even then, you're still going really slow. So what's
Yeah.
the point in moving 1 inch?
I mean, exactly.
At that point, just walk.
Yeah, well, I was just saying, like, moving yourself 1 inch up if, like, you were in the air. So that way you could, like,
Omnidirectional movement is like that's pretty good, even if it's
Yeah.
slow.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I could teleport 5 meters in a. I mean, I guess we'll say dome because I could teleport myself underground, but like, why?
Oh, a radius.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's
Yeah.
what I said. I just said a radius of 5 meters.
Yeah,
I take it you
but-
couldn't, like, overlap with objects. I know you said not to get scientific, but you're raising, like, so many questions.
No,
for
hold
me.
on. I gotta bring this up though, because Hayden, you said teleport yourself 1 inch into the air, but you do realize that it's gonna take more energy to go up than forward and backwards.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's gravity. That's an opposing force. You have to expend more energy to move upwards,
Yeah.
as opposed to moving forwards. So I don't think it'd be
Yeah,
beneficial to even try and fly.
Well, it depends on, like, are we talking, like, just, like, if you were to full-on sprint in one direction, if you were to full-on sprint forward, is that what we're talking about? Or, like, how much energy it would require
Okay,
for you to,
let me
move?
put it into perspective, okay?
Mhm.
Sprinting 5 meters forward, that's the energy that it takes to teleport 5 meters forward.
Right.
Jumping 5 meters in the air is how
Holy
much it would
moly.
take. Yeah. You can see the big difference.
Well,
there.
that's why I'm asking if it's, like, from this position, like, I'd have to expend the energy to jump 5 meters in the air, or if we're using that same.
All right,
just
think of it like
sprinting
this. The
5
amount
meters forward.
Hayden,
Well, I
think
guess-
about
I
it
guess
like
the big
this.
question-
Now, can I explain, please? Think
I
about
know what
it
you're
like
saying,
this.
Bryce. I'm just wondering.
No,
like, which
Hayden,
conversion-
I swear.
Okay,
let
go,
me
go, go, go.
say the amount of energy that it would take you to move from point A to point B is how much energy it will take for you to instantly teleport there, no matter what. Okay? It's very simple like that. So it's like, all right, well, if I want to get to the top of these stairs, it's at an angle, whatever, it's right up there, and it's 5 meters away. Well, then the energy that it would take me to go up these stairs and go right there is the amount of energy it'll take for me to teleport there immediately.
Okay.
Very simple.
Yeah,
But it
I was just
depends on the type of scenario.
right. I was just asking, like, how Russell did it. Anything else you want to add to your quirk, Russell,
I mean,
or any other things you'd like to discuss?
no. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't think about going up. So I was on a 2D plane this whole time. So
Russell's over here like, man, y'all are thinking in 3D.
Yeah,
you got
like-
the Z-axis in
Thinking
here.
with portals here.
like, dang, I was just thinking. I was not thinking about going up in the air. Also, it makes me like the biggest question I have now is I have absolutely zero clue how much energy, how draining it would be on me to jump 5 meters in the air.
You'd probably
like-
just die. Like, your
I mean,
legs would just blow out.
Not die, but like if you're thinking like, I mean, I guess one could scientifically, I mean, calculate the. I mean, I guess you could probably calculate it. I'm not going to. I'm just gonna pretend, because we're living in a MHA world. So I'm gonna pretend. I'm gonna pretend like 5 meters in the air is just like a super big jump, right? So I'm just gonna pretend
Yeah.
like it's just gonna be a super big, super high jump because as much as you guys want to talk about energy and science and shit, I just want to live in this comic book world, man. So
That's fair.
so I'm just gonna say that I could do it. It would be a big drain, and
Fair
of
enough.
course, as with the, both. Though I mean, I guess just innately that comes with having a quirk, and if you were to use it to try and become a hero, which I mean I'm assuming is like if you could have a quirk that would make you a hero, then what would it be?
I mean, unless we got some bad boys in here.
Yeah, somebody wants to be edgy and become a villain, then that's fine.
I mean, I'm kind of like half and half.
But like
I don't know.
if you wanted,
I do like shocking people.
I mean the assumption, the assumption, the assumption, of course, being that you would have just like a training regimen, and you'd be like you'd have a peak physical performing body. And in that case, I feel like 5 meters in the air would be something that I could do a couple of times, and maybe I mean it would. And as I said, with teleportation in a combat scenario, like I don't know why you would ever need to go up unless it was to like chase something or somebody
Or not
up.
fall off a building.
Or
like if you got pushed off a building, I need to.
if you got pushed
go up
off
a
a
bit.
building, I mean it wouldn't be straight.
Oh,
up.
but then that begs the question: if you're already going down, how much more energy is it going to take to go back up?
We can't get into that.
No,
Let's
stop.
go ahead. We haven't even
energy-
heard
okay, hold on.
Diegos yet.
Hold on.
Okay, go for
I'm gonna make this a hard rule. All right. It's
Okay.
the energy consumed from a flat surface on like a just like a flat surface. The
2D
energy
plane.
yeah.
Gotcha.
So the energy consumed there. That's it. No
Fair enough.
changing energy variables. None of that. So however
Okay.
much energy it would take to jump 5 meters in the air. Period.
Fair
There you
enough.
go. All right. On to the
All
Diego.
right, let's move on to Diego.
Okay. Now bear with me here.
Okay,
Now we're gonna get into some weird territory.
fair enough.
I've thought about this quite a bit. There's quite a few steps to go through.
Okay.
So, the
We'll get our
glands in my
notebooks out.
body, the glands in my body, are able to secrete a silicone polymer-like substance, aka silly putty-like substance.
Mhm.
This silly putty has a special property to it, in that it can absorb kinetic energy like a mofo. So if I excrete some in my palm, I can wind it up a few times in my hand like I was throwing a punch. Let's say I throw my hand like I'm swinging a punch 5 times. That bit of the putty would have the force of 5 punches. So then I can take that putty, morph it into a ball, and chuck it at someone. And instead of getting hit by just a little putty ball, no, you're taking the force of 5 Diggy D punches.
That's
And the
pretty
interesting
cool.
fact of this,
Okay.
and not
Yeah.
only so, it's stupidly, in the story-wise, my character would just be throwing that stuff like no tomorrow. But then I realized, oh wait, I can morph this putty. It's a putty, so I can do all sorts of stuff with it. So I can wrap it around my hand, and anytime you get punched, you're getting hit by 20-something punches, or
Oh,
something
yeah.
like that, or kicks. And then I also use, as part of my repertoire, I also start carrying some golf clubs with me, or something like that, to just completely whack the heck out of these things.
Oh yeah.
And just whoop, getting decked by not only the force of the the golf club, but also however much force I exerted into that bit of putty. And and I can just wrap it around my hand or wrap it around my legs and appendages and stuff like
Could
that.
you,
And just go to town.
Could you wear it
Wait.
as an armor?
No, I can only make so
Yeah.
much of it.
Okay, so I have a
Okay.
question. Is it only you that can put energy into it?
Yes. So
Okay,
Okay.
So I was thinking oh, I can absorb other people's, but I was like, no, that's kind of BS because that's overpowered as
Yeah.
hell.
I was about to say, could you
Like-
just hold up your hand and no sell like a giant's attack, just wet,
No,
autoing you and just absorb
I just think
that
that's.
all and
I thought
send
that
it back?
I'd nerf that. I was like, that seems too OP.
Yeah.
So I could get decked by All Might and be like, haha, no you.
Yeah, just no sell
sure,
every
no,
physical
you.
attack.
All right,
Yeah.
so essentially you just secrete something that lets you store your kinetic energy into it as potential energy, and then you can release it upon impact with something else.
Yep.
All
That's
right.
and no one else can do it. So if I just you could try throwing it back to me, and I'd be like, oh, a little putty.
That's cute.
I'm like, aww. So it's not like someone could be like, haha, let me throw this back at him. No, it doesn't work on me. So yeah,
Oh
that's
my
just. I know it's
God.
super weird, and it's so weird enough that I actually am likely gonna make one of my characters in my novel have that power. So I was
Yeah,
like,
I like that.
I was like,
That sounds
I was very nervous, bringing this up to y'all. I was like, oh, they're probably gonna think it's stupid as hell.
No.
I mean, I
that's
saw
cool.
where you were
I
going
like
as soon as you
weird.
started talking about it. I mean,
But yeah.
it's interesting because you see in shows and manga and stuff like that, where there's heroes, and sometimes there's ones where they can store their own energy into certain items, but you yourself would be able to create your own item that is able to be deformed, I guess, in any shape, whatnot, and then you can store your energy into it and use it at another time.
Wait,
Yep.
if it's only you that's capable of storing energy, then wouldn't it have to come from physically come from you? So like if you used a golf club, it wouldn't be able to store that energy because
It's a golf club.
Well, no,
I make
he-
out
no,
of a substance
alright.
there.
Oh.
Well, think of it like this, Russell. If from a physics point of view,
Oh, here
you
we go.
are Shut up, okay? I
Go
understand,
for
but
it, Bryce. Go for it.
from that point of view, you're putting energy into this golf club, your own energy to give it kinetic energy as it's moving, and that transfers into it. So you are yourself giving kinetic energy to this golf club, and then that is being transferred into the putty that you're hitting. But all of that energy is coming from you.
Okay.
So
So as
yeah,
long as you're the
that's-
source of the kinetic energy, it gets stored.
Yeah, so you could pick up some random dude and start flailing him around and like launch him into the putty and
So then
take all that energy.
just then like just like Diego's kinetic energy has a special signature on it that allows
Yeah, that
his
makes
putty to
sense.
recognize it.
Yeah. Well,
And
let's.
my hero name would be Putt Putt, because not
Putt
only do I
Putt.
use golf clubs, I also use putty.
Man, now we're
Well,
gonna have to
okay.
come up with hero names.
I was-
Oh,
okay,
man, I didn't
side
think
note,
this far
I
ahead.
was
mean-
gonna say, as a joke answer, I was like, Hayden, your freaking name should be Rocket Man, and you should just dress up as Elton John.
Nah, I was going with the
I'm
super
the
obvious.
Rocket Man.
Nah, I was going Phoenix Man for my name. Preston, you get where I'm coming from, right?
Oh
That One
yeah.
Punch Man. Oh yeah. Anyone else have any hero names?
I'm horrible with names.
You think I'm a hero? Nah.
You got any villain
I'm probably
names?
just- You think I'm a villain? Nah, too much work. I'm probably just working some random ass 9 to 5.
And just
Some villains and heroes bust into your job. You're like, well, I gotta beat the crap out of them now.
It's like,
Get-
damn.
they can't break the merchandise.
Interrupted my lunch break. You gotta turn them into liquid.
I'll just be like,
Wait, hold on. I'm turning people into
Whoa!
liquid now? Okay.
Whoa! Whoa!
I mean, you could.
You really
You
could
can.
assassin.
But then I'd have to change them back. Because I don't want them to die.
God, imagine that.
Wait, would they
Imagine
be
just
stuck
for
in like a
brief moment.
suspended like
Oh, that'd be
animation as
miserable.
liquid people? So you could just like store people in a jar and just like carry them around.
This is my friend.
Well, just imagine for an instant, you're just gas. Like, you're just a gas for like the smallest instant. You know how weird that would feel? You wouldn't just have
feel
every
anything.
particle in your
Anything.
body spread apart. You just die for like a second and then get resurrected.
Hey, you'd be a whole new person.
Yeah, but wait, what if
Oh
Bryce could
my.
use that to like float? You know, just like make himself gaseous and just float. That'd be kind of cool.
True.
Wait, why would I use it on myself? I don't think that I could use it on myself. I think isn't that well, in most cases you can't really use your quirk on yourself.
It's like everything. It's dependent. Sometimes
Yeah, it's-
quirks
it's
affect
very
your body.
dependent.
Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they work on living things. Sometimes they don't. It's all about
And
like
plus
what
it has
this
to be
quirk
something that
offers.
It has to be something that I can touch, but like technically I'm always like touching myself in some way.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I don't think it would work like that. Plus, why
That's
would I
fair.
want to turn myself into gas?
You could float.
Because if I turn myself into gas, guess what? I can't turn myself back.
Because you're gas.
It's like, hey, suicide.
Hey,
Just
it's
like
always an option.
just, I mean, like you're just sitting there like on your deathbed, and you're just like, and for my final act, I shall disappear.
Become gas.
Oh, open the window for me real quick. Okay.
Yeah.
Escape.
I want my family members to inhale me if I'm turning into a gas. I'll be with you forever.
Oh Lord.
Oh God.
Alrighty. Well, we've been on this for a while. Do you guys still want to go over what quirks we give
No,
for
I
each
think
other?
I think we had a good enough discussion.
I don't know.
I
I think
don't
we
know
should.
if
We
we
gotta
have
have.
for
We
another
gotta have
week.
an OC tournament arc now.
Oh, yeah. all I want to say is, Hayden, I'm pretty sure your quirk would have to do with platforming.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I just make platforms.
Yeah, you just make platforms and run around.
Heck yeah.
Be cool.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
But-
Well, let's go ahead. Move on to our next topic. We're going to talk about short versus long anime arcs. How you guys feeling about
Ugh.
Okay,
this?
it depends on how it's done, because if it's a long, all right, long anime arcs probably seem longer just because, you know, if you're keeping up to date with it, then it's like, well, it's already long, but it feels longer because I have to wait for new releases.
Right.
But then short ones, you maybe don't feel like they're that short sometimes, maybe they are, but honestly, it just depends on the writing. Because I don't want to have to wait like a year reading some boring ass anime arc, I guess is what we're talking about, but I don't want to wait forever getting through this one arc
Right.
just because like there's other things that I want to see out of this.
Yeah.
And I feel like anime arcs is kind of a bad one to do, cuz typically you will keep at least one arc within an entire season, or like if they release them in parts, like season 2 part 1 and then part 2, you'll keep at least one arc within a season generally.
Yeah.
So but in manga sometimes it's like goes on and on and on and on, and you're like, Jesus. And then they compress it down for animes.
Yeah, and I feel like long arcs, the biggest problem with them is that I think it can, I mean, I don't think it's happened for me, but I think for a lot of people, if an arc's boring and it's long, it can make a lot of people drop a series because they don't want to withstand that.
Yeah, you're like, I have no clue what's supposed to be going on anymore.
Yeah. And it's like, I don't care, and this is keep going. It's not interesting me. I'm going to come back to it later. So I think long arcs can make a lot of people... I think it's a big reason why stuff gets dropped for people, is they have to spend a lot of their attention on something they don't care about. But on the other hand, one of the reasons I like longer arcs is because you get a lot of stuff out of it for the most part. You get a bunch of new characters, a bunch of new action, if it's an action series, all that.
Okay, I'm with you on the long part because I prefer longer arcs, but only if it's well written.
Yeah.
They have to have there's got to be good plot, good writing, you know, good character development, stuff like that. I can't just sit there and look at some really long arc that's going on for Lord knows how long, and there's no end in sight. It's like, why am I even looking at this? But yeah, no, for sure. Long arcs in general, I think, are better than short arcs. Because short arcs, it's like, well,
we did one big event. The end. Thank you. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Oh no, you're lucky if you got a big event. It's like, hey, this person fell down the stairs. That was the arc.
We walked into a village. Thank you. Goodbye. The walking to the village arc. That's what it feels like for some of them.
What is this, Pokemon?
Oh
God
God.
almighty.
We're walking to the next gym.
That's just every Pokemon arc is a walk in the village arc. Good.
I think
Go
most of
for
the
it.
time in like shonen stuff, between long arcs you have like a short arc or two, and that's usually just how they break stuff up.
Yeah,
Give
but
you a
those
break
short arcs
from-
never really amount to anything. It's like, oh yeah,
Well.
you know, whatever. It's kind of there to fill the space.
And
It's
I,
usually just
long
background
arc.
info.
well, I
Yeah.
also think a lot of beginning like shonen start with small arcs because you can't like go super on board yet. You gotta like do the small stories in case no one reads your stuff and it gets canceled. So they have to start off doing
Well,
it small.
I mean, you usually start with, and if we're talking about shonen, you know, maybe you'll have like a monster or enemy of the week going for a little bit at the beginning of them, you know, so you can like world build a little bit,
Right, right.
where you spend a lot of time focusing on like the possibilities of powers, and you do a little character development in between, and then after your monster of the week, then you go like full on in your first major arc. Because I mean, usually your major arcs are long, because
Yep.
you know
Yep.
you just that's you
You
hear
gotta throw in
major.
that characterization.
Yeah, you hear major arc and you're thinking, oh snap, this is gonna be going on for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. I was this whole time y'all talking. I was trying to think of any examples of any short arcs that are memorable. Like
Mm-hmm.
like I every time in any of the anime or manga that I've watched or read, all I'm thinking is like, oh, any of the major arcs, they've all been kind of long, and I guess it all falls upon at like what point do things become long? I guess and I feel like
Yeah.
the long versus short. Long starts to be in play when your arc is overstaying its welcome.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So like, cause like,
Tartarus.
yeah. I mean, if you have a well-paced arc, and I mean, if people are waiting weekly for it, then you are definitely gonna feel that length. You're gonna be like, oh my god, how many weeks have like, And when it finally ends, you're gonna be like, oh my god, it was like 2 years ago when I started reading this arc or something insane.
Yep.
God,
But
those
like,
poor
if it's
people.
already out and the pacing is good, then you're not gonna notice its length. You're gonna be sucked in and you're gonna be like, oh my god, a whole bunch of this stuff happened, and like you're like, oh, this came to an end. And then you just like start thinking back to the beginning, like, oh my god, all this stuff really happened in this one arc, So whenever I feel like the short versus long is becomes bad when it overstays its welcome, and
Right.
short, on the other hand, does not necessarily mean bad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because I mean, you need the short to get into the long.
Yep.
But
Right.
you don't want it. You don't want the long arcs to be too long.
Mm-hmm.
Is
Can't
the
be an
issue?
extreme.
And I was thinking about like short arcs in like shonen series. It's like what's a short arc in My Hero Academia that was a pretty recent.
I was thinking of the.
Remedial
You
Course.
can go ahead. Oh
you
yeah,
thinking of
yeah,
the
that one
real-
was
Oh
short.
yeah, that one.
I was
I was
thinking about
thinking
that
of
one.
the
Gentle
Pro
Criminal?
Hero arc, which is a little bit longer, but still pretty short compared to all the
Yeah,
others.
pretty short.
well, and it
It's like
definitely got
10
shortened in the
chapters.
anime in comparison to everything else.
It was like
But
2 episodes. Yeah.
yeah, that was a decently. It was like a middle arc. It's like I don't know if it was that short, but it wasn't too long either.
Let me
But-
check.
I think the big thing, like with the Pro Hero arc and Remedial Course arc, and I'll even go into One Piece. Like most arcs in One Piece are huge, but between two of the biggest arcs that happened, there was a small arc, and in that arc, it wasn't about any of the main characters. It was about the kings from different countries that were getting together to discuss how the world needs to change. And then I was thinking My Hero Academia, and it's like, oh yeah, the Remedial Course arc, like that didn't have any focus on Deku. It was about Todoroki and Bakugo, and Inasa and Kami. And the Pro Hero arc, it's like that doesn't have any of the students. It's Endeavor and Hawks. And I realized I think short arcs can also be really good for
Side characters.
getting away from the
Mhm.
main characters. And because they're
Well, I
short,
shouldn't say
you're not
side
missing.
characters, but
Yeah. I mean, like, not the main character, I guess we can say. I think short arcs have the benefit of, like, oh yeah, we can get away from the main character for a bit. Not too long, because then you like the main character, hopefully,
Well-
if you're reading that far into a series. So it's like, okay, we're going to take a little bit of time to go off these other characters and getting back into something more comfortable. So I think they can be really useful for that, too, the more I think about it.
I think I have an example here.
Mhm.
Only 7. Wait, no. 1, 2, 3. That's 7 chapters. Fire Force, the versus Holy Soul Temple arc. That one hardly has Shinra in it, and instead focuses more on Joker and Benimaru, and it was pretty kick-ass.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Like that was a bad. Like Bryce, you pointed out that weird like almost all-out attack thing that Joker has, and I was like, holy, like he just fucks that dude up. I'm sorry, pardon
Yeah,
my
he does.
pardon my French, but he just like that was. I was like, like that was such a short arc, but it was so like memorable because of how awesome the two of them are. And I definitely think, ironically, that one sticks out to me more than some of their longer arcs in that show.
Totally. And I think like the same too can be said of like I think the most memorable moment of this past season of My Hero Academia was its shortest arc with Pro Hero, which was like an episode. Like
It
at least
was
the
the last
fight.
two.
Yeah, the
Oh,
last
the
two.
fight was the last episode of
Yeah,
season 4.
and it's like, but like when Endeavor does the You know, I always hated this motto, but this seems
But-
appropriate. Plus ultra,
Plus
Providence
ultra.
bird. It's like, that's the coolest thing ever.
Ah.
So yeah, I think if a short arc can pack a quick but like solid punch, I think it's doing its justice. I think
One's
just sometimes
justice.
you need like something quick and yeah. Sometimes you just want something like quick but also like packs a mean punch. So yeah.
I mean, they're good palate cleansers, is what I'd say they
Right.
are.
Sometimes. Then you get
Some-
to filler arcs.
Ugh.
No, but
Daphne.
filler arcs
Ugh.
can be long. I
Oh,
watched
God.
the Fount arc. I'll never let that
Bleach.
go. That was
Yeah.
not a short
Yeah,
arc.
we know.
That was too long arc.
Just read it.
Ugh.
No, see, your issue is that you stuck with Bleach.
Well, Bleach
I
is,
mean,
Bleach
yeah.
is good.
For some
Uh-oh.
of it. I will read it one day.
It's worth it.
I'm not going to watch any more of it. I mean, maybe I will.
it
Who
is
knows?
good until you realize just how repetitive it is.
I mean, I never had a problem. I think it was great.
Russell, you're the one that's like, I don't want to watch good stuff. I want to watch stuff that's funny.
Yeah. Why is that a problem?
You know,
Because
that's
you don't
fair.
understand quality when you see it.
Hey, hey,
I
I
mean,
think
I'm not
the-
I'm not denying anything's quality. I'm not making any kind of firm opinions on any of that because I haven't seen it. It's just
And you won't ever see some of them.
yeah.
Like,
I
you
mean-
won't watch Attack on Titan because you're like, oh, I don't like the gore. It's like, it's more than that.
I'm not feeling like Attack on Titan's for me.
Sometimes you just want a trash isekai. Sometimes
yeah,
that's
I mean,
all you
honestly,
want.
sometimes raw entertainment
Sometimes
is
you're
the
Russell.
quality itself. Sometimes
Yeah, you
just
can
wanna
take the
watch
man out
something
of the
stupid.
trash. You
Can't
can
take
take
the
the man
trash
out of the
out
trash, but you can't take the trash out of the man. Okay?
Good lord.
That's all I gotta say about that, though.
Nah, I'm with you, Russell.
Call the fire
Sometimes
force
you
because
just
Bryce
wanna
just
watch-
burned Russell.
Sometimes you just want to watch some Food Wars, Russell. I'm with you there.
I read it all.
That's all he watches.
I don't watch
That's
it. I
true.
just read it, and I've
That's fair.
That's
wasted.
all he reads.
I'm done. It's not. It ended.
That's all
it
he
ended
read.
poorly. It was great,
Yeah.
and then it
Oh.
ended poorly, and then I'm soured.
Most things, kind of.
Well, I
Like a
think.
lot
You gotta
of
remember the
things,
good
yeah.
times.
Yeah, I think what happened was it got canceled, but I literally don't know. It certainly felt like it got canceled because the way it ended.
Yeah.
Like they certainly felt like they told the author, you have like frickin' 6 weeks to finish, cram in whatever you can, because you're done after that.
Oh, sometimes they just pressure them to finish it. They're like, hey,
Yeah.
we need an ending.
Mm, you move on. It's time for us to move on. You're not giving us sales.
Like, you can be one of the best-selling manga of all time, Demon Slayer, and still have a terrible ending.
Oh.
Ba-bum,
I think the
Yeah,
Promised
let's just
Neverland
Cut it
also
right
had
there.
a bad ending, but that was because the author just didn't have time to plan the ending as well.
Huh.
And that happens a lot in weekly
Oh yeah,
manga.
it does. That's why I like monthly.
Oh yeah, that's why JoJo
Because-
Part 7 is probably one of the best.
I mean, I'll never read it, so.
JoJo Part 7's so good. All JoJo's
I'll take
great.
your word for it.
Let's do the One Punch Man approach. There is no schedule. He just does it when he feels like it.
Whenever
He feels
he's
like it a
feeling
lot, to be fair. It's not like Berserk, who's also on it when I feel like it's scheduled, but he just never feels like it.
He's busy with other things.
He's
busy.
He's playing the Idol Master, you know? I'm
Oh,
pretty sure
Lord.
that's true. Oh god,
He
All
made
right.
anything for those games.
dude. Alrighty, well, anything else you guys want to discuss on short versus long anime arcs before we move on to our last topic?
No, I
I
feel
don't
like we
think we
hit
have
it all.
time.
Alrighty. So this last one, what is you guys's? What is y'all's
You use guys.
favorite
Guys.
Japanese
Wrong side of
song?
America.
I had to, I said
What are
the
we,
first
freaking
way, I had to throw-
Northerners?
I had to throw in that Southern. I
Use
forgot the
guys.
Southern. What are y'all?
Use guys.
What are y'all's favorite Japanese songs?
I reckon I'll tell you
I
what.
tell you what.
Oh no, we're not doing
No.
this. God
No, I
help us.
just want to point out the first take is the single best channel on YouTube. Don't at me. All right?
First take.
Yeah, it's pretty much they have one take in a studio all by themselves to sing the song that they're going to sing. And my lord, it is amazing. I love every single song in this channel.
Oh.
Hell, the songs on here are better than like the original versions. I just listen to all. Well, I don't listen to all of them now, but like I listen to the new releases and stuff like that. And sometimes I go back to the old ones, but all of these are just amazing.
Dang.
I think you showed
they
this
either-
a while ago.
I
Yeah.
will say, for a second there, when you said the first take, for a second I thought you were talking about the first take of the show, and I'm like, Bryce, there are no takes. We turn it on,
We just-
and we record, we use that. But alrighty.
No,
the first take.
I thought he was gonna. I heard the first take, and I thought you were gonna like talk about like like that's a bad take. I thought he was.
Oh
just,
yeah.
You know, like that. Yes, I thought he was gonna do like the first take is that, and then he's just gonna say like something controversial or something. I was like, whoa, here we go, we're getting spicy.
But you already see the topic we're on, and I've showed you this channel before, Russell.
Yeah,
I
but
remember
you can't
it.
expect me to remember it.
How
Well, that's why I
sad.
don't tell you about anything. So
I'm here for you, Bryce.
yeah, Diego's a real one. He goes to watch anime movies with me.
I'll do it soon whenever Demon Slayer comes out.
Yeah,
Probably
we
when
get
I
the
make
chance.
Whenever comes
I'd like
out
to go
comes out.
watch the Demon Slayer movie.
Too
Yeah,
bad.
but you won't watch Weathering with You, Pff, loser.
I
All right.
don't remember why I didn't.
You just
You
simply said no.
You're just like, no, I don't want to. Have fun.
Alright,
It's like, okay, we
Take
brought
me
you
no
back
ko.
a poster.
you did. You guys are very nice.
Yeah, but we had to fight
Ugh.
through the weebs just to get a poster.
Excuse
That's a
us.
Battle. That's a battle right there.
They were standing there looking at it.
Yeah, dude.
Guys,
like,
move.
Like I had
I
to walk
wanna
up
go
and,
home.
excuse me. They were crowding the table, just looking at. It was just 2 stacks of posters, and they're all the same poster, and they're just looking through it. I'm like, dude, it's all the same. Take one and leave.
Oh,
Look how they did the art.
Yeah.
Appreciate.
You gotta find the one without any creases. No one got their grease on it yet.
They're just. Honestly, it looks
Yeah.
like printer paper. It's not even that impressive of a poster,
No, not really.
but I still have it hanged up.
Alrighty,
But
guys.
no,
Okay.
for sure.
Anyone else have some favorite Japanese songs? Not
Okay,
Japanese
so-
movies. Let's do some Japanese songs. Honestly,
Okay, so-
I'm gonna be real here. Most of mine are anime openings. So
Yeah,
everybody
same.
knows.
Oh.
That.
Yeah.
Okay, list
Okay.
a few. Name
List
3.
a few.
Or
Alright.
no, fine, whatever.
I can list 5 in one sentence, and that is just the My Hero Academia openings. All of them are good. Listen to the full
Yeah.
version of each song. All
All right.
amazing.
Okay.
Except for
what's
maybe the
one?
new one.
No, wait, the new
Amazurashi.
one.
What's that one?
What's
Sora
the-
ni
Star Maker
Utaiba.
Baby?
Oh, Sora ni Utaba. Yeah,
That
dude,
one has a weird
Amazurashi
section
is-
in the full version that I don't
Yeah.
like.
Well,
Well, it's
yeah,
the
okay,
is that
Overworld
that's the one
has
for
a
the
weird
over-
section in theirs.
Oh yeah.
Overworld
Yeah.
has that weird like electronical like synth.
Yeah, that
It's pretty cool.
That voice.
Yeah, with their vocals. Yeah, it's a little bit weird.
But I think
I
like
mean, it's not bad, and a lot of their other songs are really good, but I don't know. That one just, I mean, it's a good song, but parts of it just don't really. I don't vibe with
the
it.
animation.
that's the overhaul.
Okay,
arc
no,
opening,
Diego, we're
right?
talking about the music, not the opening.
Fine, we'll get into that debate another
What-
time.
Yeah,
The,
that's for another time.
You're angry.
So that's the one Sornio Otaiba. That's the overhaul arc opening, right?
Wait, what?
No.
No, that's
season.
Hero
Oh.
Killer. Hero
Yeah.
Is
Killer.
it, yeah, isn't
Oh,
that the
Hero
same-
Killer, right? Okay.
Yeah.
What- the
Overhaul
one-
arc is Polaris Blue Encounter.
Polaris.
Oh, Blue
Yeah.
Count is amazing.
But I think Polaris is my least favorite. I'm
You're
gonna be
crazy.
Real. Nah.
Ano He-Man.
Yeah, dude.
Get out of here.
That end part
Okay.
goes on for a bit too long for me.
But the thing is the first take has so many of those songs. On
Oh, really?
here. Yeah, you have Lisa Gurenge from
Good singer.
from Demon Slayer, and then you also have her song for the movie Homura, and then you have Queen Bee Fire from Dororo. You've got Daddy Daddy Do.
Oh.
Oh, I love that guy. I love him so much. He does both, right?
Yeah.
Oh, great. You want to know something crazy? The Mob Psycho 100 openings, the band who does those is not that band exists just to make the Mob Psycho 100 openings.
I believe
Like,
it.
Mob
that
Choir.
is yeah, Mob Choir, yep. That's just
Wait,
the
guys,
only
guys.
music they make.
All right, Hayden, Preston, you two are the only people I know that know anything about Tokyo Ghoul. Koshuni Asphyxia. That's an
I know
opening for.
Is Asphyxia a band?
No, Koshuni is the band, but
Oh,
Asphyxia
okay.
is the song.
Then I've heard
What-
Asphyxia, but I haven't seen the opening. But I do know the song from Osu.
Yeah. I kind of figured, but no, it's I think it's a Tokyo Ghoul opening, but I can't remember what season.
Yeah.
Not the
Or
first
anything like
one.
that,
'Cause that's
like-
all I've seen. And Unravel
Yeah.
is also a very good song.
Yeah,
That
that's
dude has
also
no
on the
balls,
first take.
but it's
well,
a
it's
very
'cause
good
it's
song.
falsetto, but
Oh,
it's
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
It's like
Dude,
to be honest, Tokyo Ghoul for me, I watched the first season, like I actually watched it, and the rest of it I'm like, I'm bored, I'll put that on while I'm playing Smash or whatever. And then I just went through the whole thing and I'm like, what did I just watch? It's probably better than the manga. Alright, anyone else have any other music?
Okay. So I'm gonna let y'all in
Diego.
on a little something. I
Alright.
think I've explained this story to Russell. Yeah, this is before I got into MHA, and whenever I hear y'all talking about it, I was like, don't know what they're talking about over there. Anyway, back in 2017, I watched a really small streamer. Like, this dude would only get like 8 people per stream
Ooh.
on average, but we were a really tight community. I don't really watch him anymore, sad to say. But he allowed people to play any music they wanted to at any time, just up, kind of like Fredboat. You just control V the URL, and then just play on the little stream bot or whatever he had. And there is one person in particular who played a certain gentleman named Kenshi Yonezu. A lot of his songs on there. And that was how I first got exposed to things like his song Lemon, of course Peace Sign, and a ton of his other songs. So I knew Peace Sign as a legitimate song before I found out it was an MHA opening.
That's cool.
So when I heard it as an MHA opening, I was like, what the hell?
You're like, what?
Like, wait a minute, what's going on here? Like, I did
that's
the
great.
reverse, where I found out it was an opening at post, it being a real song. And no, I actually legitimately do like a lot of his songs.
Yeah,
I have no idea what it translates to, but
Oh yeah.
very good vocalist, and he has quite a variety of music. Also, another band I've downloaded a few songs from on my phone illegally. Speaking of Weathering with
We'll
You
censor
and
that out.
speaking of Weathering with You and also Your Name, Radwimps.
Radwimps? Yeah.
They have
Mhm.
they have some old songs that like back in 2010 that I downloaded. I was
Yeah.
like, holy, this smacks. Like, this is a freaking bop. Like, I don't have the official translated names, but you have things like Sparkle, which is the main
Oh, yeah.
song from Your Name. Is There Anything That Love Can Do?
Mhm.
Some more songs that I don't have translated, but are, range from a few years old to all the way to almost 10, 11 years ago that I have saved like on a playlist that I listen to quite a bit. But yeah, even though I don't understand what they're saying, I can slightly pronounce some of the lyrics. I still can enjoy it, because even though it's from a foreign language, doesn't mean it has to stop you from enjoying it.
Yeah,
Totally.
Yeah.
because that's what music is for.
Heck yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't
think-
speak violin, but I can understand the beauty of it.
Oh yeah. I think foreign language music, like when I can't understand it, it really makes me think about like the tune and the melody and like think, okay, what is this? What emotion is this trying to convey to me? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that I really get attuned into that when it's foreign, because it's like is I can't think about it like what the actual meaning is. I just have to think about the emotion it's conveying.
All right. Well, I think it gets to be my turn. So, I mean, it should come as no surprise as to what I'm about to say, but literally any of the JoJo openings are great.
It's fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Love 'em.
I like the Fist of the North Star, Hokuto no Ken, Yuwa Shock. It's a great one. And then the Devilman opening, specifically, what is it? Devilman Crybaby, the one.
Yeah. I don't think that's the opening which you're
No,
talking
it's
about.
not.
You're the one where
it's
it's
called Devilman no Uta, which is great.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and the funny thing is whenever I listen to those songs, I think because those songs were on my playlist to beat Dark Souls 1. So anytime I hear those songs, I just get in like this Pavlovian mood to play Dark Souls. It's hilarious. But yeah, that's the ones off the top of my head. There's always some bangers in there, you know.
Man, what a weeb. All anime stuff.
Yeah. I mean,
Hey, okay. I have one band that is not exclusively in openings. I've listened to a lot of One OK Rock.
Okay,
That's a pretty good
they're
band.
Really good. Yeah, J-Rock is actually really good. I
J-Rock
enjoy
is
that a lot.
pretty good. And my girlfriend
And,
is listening to a lot of Miyanu Mamoru, who's a voice actor, who also does music. And
Alright.
I guess his songs are alright.
Yeah, wait. Doesn't I think it's the main vocalist of One OK Rock or something like that.
Hmm.
Doesn't he have a brother that also has a band?
Oh,
I can't
don't know.
remember.
Maybe.
I think it's. Wait, I can actually find it. Maybe I think. Oh, My First Story. That's right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're brothers. I think it's the vocalist. Yeah, it is. Yeah, his one of his brothers is the lead singer for the band My First Story. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, just J-Rock is really good.
Yeah.
Japanese music in general is really good, man.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
all I
definitely gonna
gotta
be checking
say.
out. I'm definitely gonna be checking
Oh,
out
yeah.
some of the stuff we talked about. But all right, well that's all the time we have for today. Make sure to tune in next time for the next episode of the Goonies Podcast, where we'll talk about anything and everything.